Tenants of the Virginia Springs 1 and 2 buildings, what is happening? We are the Pool Boys, and Highwoods is partnering with us for this epic March Madness experience. We hope you're going to have a great time during this tournament. And the first two rounds are in the books. It has been a wild start. Let's get to some recaps of the actual tournament, and then we're going to hone in on your pool.
Washington State, for the first time since 2008, has won an NCAA tournament game. He's going to shoot this one. Watts out to Cole. With the March memory of a lifetime. Vincent Wilkes for the lead.
All right, Thursday and Friday in the tournament reminded us why we love this thing so much. Wild madness, pure madness. We had a 14 seed win. We had a 13 seed win, 2 12s, 3 11s. Things were going ham. And that's what we love about this tournament. Brackets were busted. It was nuts.
I mean, it's called madness for a reason. Am I right? But then the second round, it got a tiny bit more chalky. You kind of saw the better seeds winning. You know, your cream was rising to the top. Some crazy stat. In the first two rounds this season, the average margin of defeat was 15 points, which is the second highest since 1984. So pretty wild. Again, these top seeds are starting to come into play, and watch out. It's going to be a crazy Sweet 16 and Elite 8. All right, now that we got that stuff out of the way, let's focus on what's most important. That's right, it's what's going on in your pool, because that's why we're here. We're going to be building you up, we're going to be crashing you back down, and everything in between. It's going to be a great time. And as Kemper said, rounds 1 and 2 are in the books, and let me tell you, it was madness. And so, why don't we just jump right in and look at our leaderboards. Now first, we do have a little friendly competition going here. We got Virginia Springs 1 versus Virginia Springs 2. So first, we're going to look at who's the top 5 in each building, and then we'll combine them for your combined top 10. Yes, I said combined twice because I couldn't think of a synonym, but that's all right. Combined and combined. That's like rhyming with the same word, but that's okay. All right, so in Virginia Springs 1, starting off in first place after the first two rounds is Team CRCC of Core Civic with a combined, there it is again, with 52 points for that team. Great start. In second place in Virginia Springs 1 is G Money, who is also in Core Civic. My goodness, I see a monopoly happening here. Third place, we got James Reed, who, let me guess, Core Civic. Fourth place, Ed Walter of, you guessed it, Core Civic. And Kemper, can you guess in fifth place where Kate is from?
I'm guessing Core Civic?
You would be wrong because no, it's not. It's Core Civic. You are correct. So 52, 50, 49, 47, 46, all great scores after those first two rounds. Now, in Virginia Springs 2, let's see who is rounding up those top 5 in that building. We got the blonde bombshell bracketeer from Gig Bolt with 49 points. In second place, we got Ace from Highwoods, the hosts themselves. Love it, 47 points. Third place tie, we have Joe Bro from Root Consultant, and then Ryan King of Highwoods. Ooh, watch out for the hosts here. And then rounding out your top 5, you get Roadkill 66 of Oakworth Capital Bank with 45 points. So those are each of the buildings' top 5. Now let's combine them and see how your overall top 10 is looking. So in first place, you got Team CRCC. In second place, you got G Money. Third, you got James Reed, also tied with Blonde Bombshell Bracketeer. In fifth place, we got a tie with Ed Walter and Ace. And then we got a 4-way tie for 7th with Kate from Core Civic, Rich Guerrero from Core Civic, Joe Bro from Root Consultant, and Andre Collins of Core Civic. There is your leaderboard in a nutshell.
Yes, and there, as you can see, several teams have lost their champions. So this leaderboard is going to shake up as the tournament goes along. Won't be on there long. Go ahead and take a picture now. May not last forever.
Pictures last forever.
Let's hand out the first hardware we're going to be giving out. Our first badge of this tournament is the Storm the Court badge. That's right. This is going to the folks who correctly predicted the biggest upset in the tournament. And I certainly couldn't believe it, but Oakland knocked off Kentucky in the first round. Second time Kentucky's gone down to a 14 or higher seed in the last 3 years. If you remember the St. Peter's Peacocks a couple years ago, that was wild.
Gotta let me fly.
Kentucky killing people. Peacocks gonna fly. Who took Oakland in this bracket? That's right, Kyle Jeffers and Shelby F. You are the only two people in this entire pool to correctly pick Oakland to take over Kentucky. Good on you. Get the razzle to your dazzle with this Storm the Court badge. Let's go.
Well done. And you got to storm the court while you can, because of our beloved Deacon Faithful, you may not be able to. You know, they gave security everything they could handle. So, you know, storm the court now, because otherwise it's going to be gone. It's going to be gone.
That's true.
All right. So we just talked about the people who picked the biggest upset, but our next badge is the George is getting upset.
This is not good. Worlds are colliding. George is getting upset.
Because this is going on to Mike Hoffman, who we think picked a few too many upsets. So let's just break it down with Mike. So he picked both Wisconsin and Kentucky to make it to the Elite Eight, which at the beginning you'd think pretty solid choices. Both blue bloods, both great history, even though Wisconsin's red, but both lose first round. Also had TCU and South Carolina in the Elite Eight. Not a great start, if we're being honest. You had Dayton in your Sweet 16, BYU in your Sweet 16. I see a lot of people not making it out of the first round. Dayton did, but ooh. And then you had Akron over Creighton. Off the top rope, just bam, coming down. So I think you're getting a little upset. Your worlds are colliding. You know, Gammy's getting upset. You wanted the nickname T-Bone. You didn't get it. You're getting very upset. Too many of them. Let's just regroup and hopefully some magic happens later.
To be fair, there was a 14 over a 3, but I thought the Akron over Creighton was just like unnecessary hatred of a school. Not sure where that came from, but it's all right. It's madness. It's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pick crazy teams. Speaking of getting upset, we're going to have some people who just might want to rage quit this pool. We're going to ask you not to quit because we want you to hang around. There's still more fun to be had, but these folks lost their champion in the first round. They're thinking, this thing's over. Is this thing rigged? What happened? So if you took Kentucky, we already mentioned they lost in the first round to Oakland. Brian Hammonds, Connor Houlihan, Jenny J, Mike Hoffman, Scott Craddock. You guys are rage quitting. You're upset. Kentucky lost first round. How about Auburn? That killed some people too. Yale took them out in the first round. Didn't see that coming. ADR, K. Esposito, Kyle Jeffers, Mark DeMumbrian, Vanessa all chose Auburn to win the whole thing, wanting to rage quit right now. And then Duquesne, maybe the most random choice for a champion in this entire pool. I'm not sure where this came from, but Mabs 2114 otherwise had a really solid Final Four. Duke, Gonzaga, Arizona, and then Duquesne. Was it just like Duke, Duquesne? Like we're just gonna roll with the Duke. I don't know. But
rolling with Duke, really, Camp? That's where you're going. You're rolling with.
Sorry.
Okay.
If the shoe fits.
Okay.
Anyway, you want to pull out your printer. You want to take it outside, bash it with a baseball bat, drop kicks, leg drops, everything. PC load letter. What does that even mean?
What does that even mean?
PC load letter? What does that mean?
By the way, shout out to Kemper. Mark, if that is how you pronounce your last name, he just went right for it. Mark DeMumbrian, he said it better. So if that's correct or not, shoot us an email because Kemper, well done. I got to give you some props. You just, bam, I struggle.
That's a Nashville name.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a northerner, so.
Mark knows what's up. Mark probably runs this city. With a name like DeMumbrian, he might be in charge of the whole place.
Stop just showing off by saying his last name now. You're just showing off. All right. Now, our next badge is the gotta have faith. Because, one, first of all, who doesn't love me some George Michael? And then, second of all, this is going out to Jonathan Webster. Because, you know, right now you're sitting in 55th place. Not great. You got 40 points. You're not at the top. You're not at the bottom. You're just kind of in limbo. But the reason why you gotta have faith is because you still have Tennessee winning and they're still looking strong. And you also have 164 possible points remaining. Also a great stat to have. The only little conundrum is you will really need to cheer for Alabama to win so they can knock out some other champions that people have, which is, you know, it's doable. As we said, you gotta have faith. So, we got you, Jonathan. Rooting for you. So is George. Let's go.
It's a little cringy and a little tough in these parts to root for Alabama, especially when you're a Tennessee fan,
True.
especially when you got Tennessee going all the way. Rooting for Bama just doesn't feel right. But
It does feel dirty, but
it's a little dirty, but if it works, you could win the whole thing.
you can.
Just saying. All right, our final badge. We're going to look at the bottom of the pool this time and give some love to some folks who are struggling at the bottom. We're wondering if there is a conspiracy theory going on here. Maybe they were down in the mailroom trying to figure out, okay, if I got South Dakota State, and Iowa State, and San Diego State, and Kent State, and all these schools, trying to figure out how they all match up. There's red string going from your brackets. You're trying to break the algorithm. You're trying to predict everything that's going to happen. Maybe you watched the tournament last year and you saw how crazy it was, and you're like, it's going to be crazy. It got a little chalky in the second half here. So, unfortunately for Nick, Diane Borgeson, D. Churchill, LLV, and the original Jason Hughes, you guys are having a conspiracy theory. You thought you maybe had been able to figure out the algorithm. You were a little bit wrong. The ones and twos are still in this thing, unlike last year, and all you can say is blame Pepe Sylvia.
There is no Carol in HR. Mac, half the employees in this building have been made up. This office is a goes down.
Okay, Charlie, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Not only do all of these people exist, but they have been asking for their mail on a daily basis. It's all they're talking about up there. Jesus Christ, dude. We are gonna lose our jobs.
That's all I can say.
Just looking for his mail. I would like to think that there is another Jason Hughes. Maybe he has a son. It's like the second, but he's the original. There's a son named Deuce. You don't know? Is the
Maybe.
thing.
Or Junior.
We need
Yeah.
answers. The pool boys need to know these things. Again,
Yeah.
Mark, with your name, Jason, if there is a doppelganger of yours, we need to know. So please let us know at the We Are the Pool Boys on Instagram, or We Are the Pool Boys at gmail.com. Anyway, where are we going from here? So it has been a great and spectacular first 2 rounds of this tournament, and we cannot wait to see what is coming up next. The Sweet 16 and Elite 8 are on tap, so get ready for more excitement, more chaos, more madness. So until next time, the Pool Boys are